If you have ever wanted someone just because they started pulling away, or felt a rush to buy something just because it said only two left in stock, or you donated money because it was your last chance to receive divine blessing, that is not coincidence. That is manipulation. And it is powered by one of the most powerful forces shaping your decisions every day without you even knowing. It is called the law of scarcity. Welcome back to Accurate Knowledge with Wale Olaleye, the channel where we expose the hidden truth they never taught you in school. And today, we are in episode 5 of our series, The Hidden Psychological Laws That Control Your Life. In this video, we are diving into how the illusion of scarcity hijacks your decision and your brain in relationship, religion, marketing, and even in politics, and what you can do to regain your freedom. The law of scarcity says the less available something is, the more valuable we believe it to be. It doesn't matter if it's a product, a person, or an opportunity. The moment we think we might lose it or that it is hard to get, our desire multiplies. As Dr. Robert Cialdini put it, people want more of those things they can have less of. And this principle is not a clever trick. It taps into our ancient survival mechanism. In our primitive ancient past, things that were scarce like food, shelter, and mate meant survival. So our brain are wired to chase scarcity automatically, emotionally, and even sometimes irrationally. That is why a man ignores a woman who is loyal and present, but starts to chase the one who is unavailable and plain hard to get. Why? Not because the other one is better, but because scarcity creates emotional tension. Even if you don't need something, scarcity will drive tension and urgency in you so that you will begin to cherish that thing and you begin to chase it out of fear of missing out, simply because your brain is designed for survival and not logic. And in ancient time, scarce things like food, water, mate, shelter, as I said earlier, means life or death. It triggers in your brain what psychologists call loss aversion, that is, the fear of missing out or losing access. And this is where marketers, manipulators, and toxic people win. They give you partial access, then withdraw. Now you are addicted to the chase. They might increase the price to make the product look premium. They can also reduce the quantity of the product so that it can scarce in the market and people will love it because they love something that is scarce. By that, you begin to chase the product that you never even needed in the first place. One thing scarcity does is that it pressures you to override your mind and thinking. Therefore, it doesn't improve the value of the product, but it only increases the perceived value of the product. And that's the work of manipulators. They make you perceive a product as valuable, though that product is in itself not valuable. Marketers and brands use this against you daily. Think of phrases like only 3 left in stock, offer expires in 2 hours, or limited edition. These are not just updates. They are psychological tactics designed to trigger urgency in you, not because you need the product, but because it might disappear. And because it might disappear, you will feel the urge and urgency to buy it. Now, let's zoom out to something powerful. Power. Politicians often frame their time, attention, or loyalty as scarce. They say things like, only I can fix this, or we are running out of time. That is politicians' way of using the law of scarcity. By that, they create urgency and fear in the public so that the public will be dependent on their promises and they are going to vote for them because of that. You hear politicians say, this is your last chance to save this nation. If you don't vote now, it is over forever. All these are psychological and manipulations powered by the law of scarcity. However, it's not only politicians, religions, or marketers that use the law of scarcity to manipulate you. The most painful manipulation comes from the people closest to you and me. A toxic partner doesn't need to fight or shout before it can manipulate you. All they have to do is to withdraw suddenly. Then their love becomes rare, their attention becomes limited, and their affection becomes something you now have to earn. They go cold, silent, and distant. Not because you have offended them or you hurt them, but because they want you to panic, to chase, and to work harder for crumbs of what used to be free. This creates emotional scarcity. And because your brain is wired to see real things as more valuable, you start to believe that their love is worth more now than it was before. The result? You chase harder, try to fix everything, and beg for their attention. And in that moment, they gave full control. Now they can be you emotionally, financially, for what should have been a mutual relationship. That is not love, it is manipulation. Based on the same law used to sell expensive watches or limited edition products. And when you have finally realized that you have been conditioned to respond to withdrawal just like a treasure map, the illusion begins to crack. So, what can you do to defend yourself? Here are the 5 ways to gain control of your choices and emotion. 1. When you hear any advertisement that trigger urgency, ask yourself, is it truly real or just made to feel real? 2. Don't let urgency become manipulation for you. 3. Value what is consistent, not what is elusive. And 5. Don't chase love, success, or product out of panic. Chase out of clarity. Remember, real value doesn't need to beg for your attention or manipulate you to get it. The law of scarcity is very powerful, but it only controls you when you act out of fear, not out of wisdom. Don't lose diamond while chasing wood dressed in gold. But I want to hear from you in the comments. What is something you chased just because it was limited? Was it relationship, a product, a job, or even spiritual experience? Drop it in the comments. I read everything. And if this video opened your eyes, like it and share it with someone else. And don't forget to subscribe to Accurate Knowledge with Wale Olaleye, because next I'm dropping another powerful video. Until then, always remember, not everything rare is valuable, and not everything valuable is rare. Bye.